What's up, pretty gang? It's your favorite nail tech Peaches back with another video, and today, as you can see, we're gonna keep it basic, but I'm here to teach you guys another valuable lesson about speed, about consistency, about time management, and I'm gonna go into detail with you guys on how to keep a consistent time across, a type of set. So for this time, we're gonna be talking about consistency within a basic set. Okay, so before we go ahead and get started, make sure you guys check the description below, links, coupon codes, Amazon storefronts, all of that. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe, notifications on. You guys, I post on Instagram daily. I post a lot of memes, a lot of informational content, my own personal work. Okay, so today we're using Sugar High, not polished, of course, because it's not polished, it's not nothing. My brush size is a size 20. I use Young Nails Liquid and Young Nails Protein Bond. So I always tell you guys that I personally feel like application should take no more than 10 minutes, especially for a basic set. So that way you're doing 10 minutes per hand of application. And then, for shaping and filing, you're doing maybe like another 10, depending on what's going on. And so your actual basic set portion is gonna take you maybe like 30 minutes to do. And that's how I keep my appointments for basic sets between an hour to hour and a half, depending on length. Okay, so as you can see, this video is roughly 12 minutes, which means the actual clip of me doing application itself is about 10 minutes and a couple of seconds, given the fact that I just opened up stuff and showed you guys the color before I get started. So when I say application for basic sets, I be talking about 10 minutes. I really don't be lying, and this is what I'm here to show you guys. So to really keep consistent with basic sets, the first thing you need to worry about is your consistency within your beads. So as you saw, at this particular type of length, I tend to stick to more of, 2 beads type of situation, just to make sure that everything is nicely done. Depending on somebody's, finger type and how their nail beds are, sometimes it'll even be just 1 bead, but okay, we're just gonna ignore that. It's 8:30 in the morning and we don't have time for redos. Okay, so the consistency of your beads is gonna make a huge difference. If you cannot keep consistent beads, this process will vary from person to person daily. Okay, and what you want to be able to do is be able to tell your clients, hey, if you book for a basic set, this is about how long it will take. On my site, I think I have it for 2 hours because for certain lengths, and also some people want to add like a little bit of bling. I think I have you can add a couple fingers of bling or a little bit of nail art, like maybe 4 fingers worth. So I like to keep that open because of that particular reason, you know what I'm saying? So that is the ultimate goal. I know a lot of people, if they book people and stuff, they don't have maybe a time that they can give their clients on how long will this take. And ultimately, you want your booking process to be seamless, and you want in the back of your head to be able to say, I know how long I take, I know how much time I need, and I know what's going on. Okay, so you saw the amount of liquid I was showing you guys. This is the amount of powder. Now you can see that it's polymerizing, and you can see it's sticking to the brush, right? I'm gonna dry it out some, and it should come off nice and smoothly like this. Now, even if it doesn't come off nice and smoothly, y'all know I'm still going to use that damn bead because we're not in the business of wasting beads. But for me personally, this is the ideal texture that I personally like. It gets the job done, it doesn't dry too quickly, and it gives me wiggle room to work. Now, if you're a person who likes to work a little wetter, keep in mind that means it's taking longer for your beads to dry, which means your process is going to take longer, okay? Because at the end of the day, how fast your beads dry, it does make a difference and play a part. Because if you do your application in such a way that none of your beads have dried by the time you get back to the first hand, well then now you're wasting time and we're kind of sitting around, lollygagging or whatever while it dries. So I would say that's as far as bead consistency. Now another thing is you want to have your basic application down to a T. Like, you want to know what does my application look like when I rushed? What does it look like when I'm taking my time? And find an in-between there, so that way you're always working at a comfortable pace. And even if you have to pick up the pace a little bit, you're still nice and comfortable. So that's going to be something that you have to work within yourself to be able to find a comfortable pace, to be able to have a consistent speed and a consistent timing within each set. Now, I'm not saying that you have to take 10 minutes only for application on basic sets, but I'm just saying that it's a good amount of time. You know, sometimes it takes a little bit less, but as a whole, 10 minutes is a very good it's a very good like base time for a basic set, because like I said, it's basic sets, that's one of those things, they never go out of style, and it gives good practice as a foundation for other things. So obviously if you take longer than that, it ain't no hard feelings. If you're quicker than that, it's no hard feelings, because at the end of the day, everyone is different. But you know, there are people that feel like they're in a space where they really want to improve. So that's why I always use 10 minutes as a guide, because personally for myself, that's what it is. And I used to be that person to take 3 hours on plain sets, because I'd be so nervous and so like, oh, did I forget this? Did I forget that? Now, obviously when I record, you guys can't see, but the camera is smacking my face, so I almost can't see what I'm doing, kind of, because of the overhead view and like how it has to be to get this type of view for you guys. So I will say it does slow me down like slightly a little bit, but that's kind of besides the point, okay? Because I know that about myself. I know that in my appointment times, that includes everything from hello to recording to this to that, all the way to see you later, alligator, okay? So we also need to talk about consistency amongst the actual work itself. Now, as you can see, it's pretty consistent from nail to nail, and learning that skill is going to do wonders for you, I promise. I know it can be hard at first, because I was that person that was always, you know, checking left and right and making sure like, oh my gosh, this doesn't seem the same. And you know what? If it's not exactly the same during application, that's okay, because you know what? There's some things that shaping and filing can fix. You don't want to get stuck on anything for too long, because you have to know what can be fixed later and what's emergency now. Now, I do want to point out on this finger, it does look a little bit different as far as like how I laid the beads and stuff, because the tip of her finger was actually cut off, and like a long time ago or whatever. And so she does have like the tip of that nail, it just is a little bit differently. The nail grows just slightly differently, so that's why there's like kind of a difference there, and that's fine. But I just want to let you guys know that, because I forgot, like looking from the side, it does look like I'm just loading it up with acrylic, but it's not. It's just that nail is a little bit bulbous there. But yeah, so we want to be consistent from nail to nail as well as client to client. And honestly, this is just like some tips I'm giving you guys to improve your consistency and timing with like plain sets. But these are skills that ultimately you'll have to put in your head, like, hey, this is what I want to get better at. Because if you don't keep it in the back of your head and you don't say each day is practice, honestly, you may not see the type of improvement that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you have to go out of your way of, to be like, I can see that I need improvement within myself. There's a lot of nail techs and people that they feel like, okay, well, I've got the popularity, I've got this, I've got that, and people are going to come to me right now, so it doesn't matter. Or there's also some people that, I hate to say it, some people are only going to get as good as they get, and honestly, it may not look the best, but if to them that is their best of what their hands and their brain is capable of doing, then that's okay, because unfortunately, everyone is not going to be the best of the best of the best when it comes to nails. You can always practice and always get better, but realistically, we're all only going to get as good as we can get. So that's why I say, if you want to get better, you're going to have to hold that personally in your own brain, because it will not just happen necessarily. A lot of times there will be a light bulb moment of, what if I try this? Or let me adjust this. That is going to help you tremendously, rather than watching a ton of like YouTube videos and stuff, because at the end of the day, this is an individual effort. You got to just put it in your head that you want to improve, you want to get better. And honestly, efficiency as well as consistency are things that can be improved on always. You know, we shouldn't just say, hey, my work is good, so clients are going to come to me my way, my things. No, because we're still in a service industry, and honestly, you guys, nobody wants to be sitting here all day long to just for, you know, especially just for a plain set. So I mean, I might sound harsh or whatever, but that's just kind of how I see it, and that's what made me improve, because I realized I don't want to be sitting here all day long. You got hands, you know what I'm saying? Like the slower you are, the more drawn out the movements are, the more that your hands ache, the more that your back can hurt, depending also on how many clients you take a day, how often you work, blah blah blah. But I'm just saying, all in all, there is a benefit to being a little bit more consistent with your timing, and keeping everyone on a similar timing means people know what to expect from you. And we have to remember that people talk about things like that, and we really need to keep in our heads, nails is not just an online thing. If the internet didn't exist, nails still would. So think about it as in, like, dang, if the internet didn't exist, would I still have business? Would people still come to me? Would people still remember me? So all of these type of skills are going to go hand in hand to make sure that you're not just focusing on all the online aspects of what nails look like, because word of mouth is a powerful thing. That's how you get a lot of clients. That's how I get a lot of clients, is because people tell someone who tells someone who tells someone. And things like consistency and timing and all of these type of things are things that people talk about, because those are things that typically in the past with nail shops and stuff, they don't have, you know what I'm saying? And there's so much more to the nail industry than what people are telling you, because maybe they haven't experienced the nail industry as a whole. So hopefully this was helpful, and of course I'll see you guys in the next video.